It's just about to hit the road. About to hit the road right now. So I just wanted to make sure you hear me. It's a little noisy where I'm at, but I wanted to make this live real quick because, in case you didn't know, foreclosures are up. So I've made a post on my community page. You could check that out. But foreclosures for the month of April, it's up. I believe 9%. Where it's been down year over year this whole decade, and now it's up 9%. Now, if you've ever watched any of my videos, or if you checked anything that I've actually made, you would know that I've mentioned before that there's a lot of people who bought homes in 2021 and 2022 that they can't afford these homes. They cannot. And what we're starting to see is the infancy of this flood of people who are behind on mortgages, got mortgages on homes they really couldn't afford just because the interest rates were good. You had a lot of impulse buying of homes. And now we're starting to see the infancy of people, unfortunately, going into foreclosure. So we're witnessing this right now in the beginning in real time. And as you can see, I'm at my spot, Starbucks, right now, waiting on my matcha latte. But this is what we're starting to see right now. So how can you take advantage of this? And if you're someone that's in this position, what should you do? Well, one, I'll answer question one. One is that you should really learn how to buy foreclosure homes. You should really learn how to buy auction properties. That is a good, because what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing, if you go to these sites like zonewarauction.com, you're starting to see an influx of inventory, and this means opportunity. Now, you can look at things two ways. You can acquire and you can flip these and make a profit, which I would highly suggest you do. Some of these homes you may sell to institutions, unfortunately, further stretching out their reach of owning more homes in America than actual people, or you can sell them to private investors. But what we're going to see over these next few months is a massive opportunity. And I don't even think just these next few months, I think for over the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see a massive opportunity in the pre-foreclosure space and also the auction home buying space, because a lot of people who bought homes in 2021, 2022, when interest rates were low, they were impulse buys. They got in a house with not really having any reserves, income not really being raised, or they got in based off of the pandemic money they have, and now they really can't afford these homes. And now we're seeing people go into pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, and the homes going to auction right now. Which is why I'm stressing, and I've been stressing on this channel really this year. That's really been my whole message, is that you should learn how to buy auction properties online, because you can do it anywhere you want. And that's a shameless plug. Yes, you can go to my calendar, schedule a call with me. But what we're seeing is an influx of that. We're seeing an influx of people who can't afford homes. And you got to understand, the average person, they don't realize when they bought these homes in 2021, 2022, when interest rates were low, they had extra money because of pandemic. You had a stimulated, propped up economy. And now they're struggling. What they didn't realize is that interest rate is what you pay every single year for 30 years. And this is where people don't really understand. They're not understanding the true cost of ownership when you actually own a home. So you had people buying homes based off an emotional decision and considering their decision right now and not in the future. And we're going to see a big transition. So technically, this, you could say this is a kind of a wealth transfer, part of the wealth transfer, but also a part of this whole real estate wealth transfer, because you have people who own majority of their real estate in America, selling portfolios, selling off their homes, which is a massive opportunity you should take advantage of. And also people who bought homes during that pandemic, post-pandemic time period when interest rates were low. Now these are going to pre-foreclosure and auctions. And this is a massive opportunity if you have the patience and if you have the skill set, that literally in a year you can change the trajectory of your life. I mean, if you really move fast in 6 months, because you got to understand, if you're wholesaling auction properties, let's say you're just looking to turn a profit, you're gaining two things. One, you're getting a large amount of money, because you could wholesale one for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 grand easily, as long as you have your numbers right. You can raise your income, which raises your stash. And also, two, you're gaining a skill set to where you don't have to kiss the bank's ass to buy a home because you know how to buy an auction property. You got to understand, these aren't just old, dilapidated properties. I'm here in Miami, and there are some nice properties that are going to auction, stuff you would want to live in. And I'm pretty sure in your area, there's the same thing. So this is why I stress this, and I don't. And this is why I stress the whole picture. Most people just see the one point of view. Okay, I can make some money, cool, but you gotta understand you're learning skill sets for life. You're learning how to also make money doing this, and you're also learning how to have a permanent residence. These are three things you're going to need in life: money, how a skill set, especially moving forward in this economy, and also a home. Because a lot of people are going to lose homes. Because you got to understand, there's people who's going to lose their homes, their credits are going to be wrecked. And I don't know if you've been keeping up with how much stuff you need to get into apartments. You need to have a specific credit score. You need to have a good rental history. If you have a foreclosure on your credit report, you're not getting into apartment. And you got to understand, some of these places, they don't give a damn about your income. Like, you could have the income, but they don't. They're looking at your score and also your history as far as on time payments, and that's going to really mess you up if you're trying to get an apartment. So you're going to have homeowners who are losing their homes, and mark my word, you will see this before the end of summertime. And you can bookmark this right here. I'm saying this right now. You're going to see homeowners who've lost their homes who can't get an apartment. That is going to happen this summer. And I'm not joking about this. This is why I stress this skill set, is because you got to look at the big picture. And every time I make these videos, I do the 30,000 foot point of view, because most people view things very linear. You have to think about the big picture of what you're doing and also into the future, because time is going to pass anyway. It's just going to decide whether you make that decision or not. The time is going to pass. So this is why you do want this type of skill set, because one, it's going to secure you. It's a security measure. Skills pays the bills. I was taught that when I was younger, but this is for everyone now moving forward. Nobody gives a damn about your degree. Nobody gives a damn how much schooling you went to, especially if you're not in the field of like being a doctor or even being an attorney. And 9 times out of 10, what you don't know is most attorneys don't make that much money. They make like 40K a year. It's once they actually start having their own practice or getting more generating clients where they actually make that much money. And it's only like the top % of attorneys. I don't know where this like lie came from. And you can check data and statistics, research it yourself. But what you got to understand is that you need skills moving forward. You have tech companies like Google, YouTube, Apple, even just startups. They don't give a damn about your education. And do you have the skill sets to produce results? And we are in a world right now where we're about results driven, and it's only going to get worse. So you need to acquire skill sets. You're in a position, if you're not in a position to where you have enough cash flow to be able to cover your expenses, and you have 3 times more than that, and you're pretty much can ride into a sunset, which you're not most millennials and Gen Zs at all. You still have to work. And even with the Gen Xers, you're still going to have to get out here and work, which means you need skill sets. You need high income skill sets, which is why I tell everybody to get into tech. Whether you like it or not, you're in the tech industry. Everything we do is built in the tech industry. Like, I'm at Starbucks right now. And you got to understand, Starbucks is in the business of real estate and technology now. I mean, they have a system and a process. That's how they're able to scale so much. They're basically selling digital cocaine because so many people go in and out of Starbucks. You got to understand, I've only been consistently going to Starbucks for just one thing, matcha lattes, because I don't drink coffee, for probably like the last maybe like month and a half. And I didn't realize how good of a brand and system they have. Like, they bring people inside and out. It's such an efficient system. And this is why you need skill sets. But I just wanted to make this video so you can go to my community tab and see the article exactly why foreclosures are up in the month of April across the board in the United States. And guess what? This summer, it's going up. So y'all like this video, you subscribe, Tell me if you found some value out of this, if you learned something new. Like I said, don't just take my word for it. I post the articles on my community page or somewhere in the description of this video. Check it out for yourself. And so, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to be a hater, leave a comment too. But